Well, as Judy mentioned, this is your opportunity for criticism, if you will. I want to talk to you just a little bit about the EPIC system that we discussed the last time we were all here together, and then maybe take some questions. There was a lot of information I dumped out the last time that we were here, and I kind of wanted to give you an opportunity to maybe voice some of the questions that may have surfaced to mind as that information has kind of percolated inside you and you had an opportunity to think about it. Now, right off the top of your noggin, you may not remember exactly what EPIC is. EPIC is the $90 million healthcare system that West Virginia University Hospital, WVU, UHA, and the whole kind of health system together is going to use to totally revolutionize the way we do patient care. Every aspect of the patient's medical record will be automated, will be available at the touch of a light pen, of a stylus, or at the end of a keyboard. We anticipate to be able to track your medications, past, present, what you perhaps need to be on in the future for the kind of ailment that you might have. We expect to be able to use best practice models that are available out there, hooking into research that is being done by various aspects of the medical community on what works best. We hope to be able to see, in your particular situation, using these best practice models from other institutions, where your disease process might be going. And that might be different for Judy than it would be for you as you look at the particular things that are special to you in your particular healthcare situation. So all of these things are going to be automated. We're going to have your x-ray, we're going to have your labs. Judy will be able to dial in from home, click in, put in her name, put in her password, see what her lab results were from last week when she was in to see her doc. Maybe not be able to see the x-ray. We're not so sure about that yet. She'll be able to see if it's time for her to get a mammogram, or if her kids do for, sorry, or if her kids do for their next set of shots for school. Moreover, if it is time for school and her kid does have a shot that she needs, a friend of mine is trying to make arrangements for her daughter to go to daycare. She's having a horrible time. She just moved from here to Iowa. Her records are hither and yon in bits and pieces from where she moved from before in New York to Morgantown. So she has some of it from here in one form, some of it from this hospital in a different form, and she's taking it all there, and they don't want it that way. They want it in one single report, documented, signed, so her kid can go to daycare. She doesn't have it. With our system, we know that you will be able to do that. You'll be able to dial in, pull down that information, print that off on your own computer, 15 copies if you want it, and take that to each of the daycare providers that you need to, or basketball, or whatever sports kind of physicals that your child may need that for. So we talked about the last time, like I said, the aspect of scheduling, being able to, again, dial in from home, certain kinds of procedures or office visits. You'll be able to schedule that yourself to meet your own needs, what's going to work for you. Instead of having to call the physician, get somebody on the phone and tell them you need your prescription refilled, you'll be able to send your doc an email. Hey doc, I need a refill of my Prozac. Life's tough. You can get an email back saying, yep, we've taken care of that for you. Or, I really need to see you. We need to discuss that maybe before we go further with this. There was a lot of information, and it was a long talk the last time, and I don't want to regurgitate all of that to you this evening. But I did want to give you the opportunity to field some questions, if there are any questions, about this project. I don't know whether you have any concerns about security, about the overall cost. What does that mean? Is everybody going to be able to look at your stuff? What are your feelings on that? What kind of concerns did you come away from our last meeting with? Yes.
Well, you mentioned that was my first concern as far as security.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know that someone else can't go in and, not that I know why they would want to, but to see our records? I'm assuming that we will have a password and that's encrypted, or...
And somebody probably doesn't want to see my records or your records, but certainly if you were someone more prominent in the community, perhaps a Mr. Racy, who's running for governor or something like this, you know, your healthcare records, people might try to have the opportunity to have a look at that. Does anybody in the room use online banking? It's pretty secure. There are a lot of people out there who have really engaged in the fine art of hacking and have made careers out of being able to tap information. I can't say that that's impossible, but we want to think that it's impossible. There are a variety of systems that, and I haven't seen this particular part of the software yet, but there is a particular office that will be set up. The information will be encrypted as it goes across the internet. We already actually have a certain filter in place that takes our healthcare information and encrypts it as it goes across the internet to a doctor that you may be seeing now. But much as you would for the bank, you'll be given a password, like a username, which is fairly solid. In my current world, it's Wintermoyer A. That part's pretty consistent. And a lot of things I log into, that's what starts it. But then that second part is confidential, and that's mine, and I change it every 90 days, at least. And that's mine. And a lot of websites are the same way. You'll have that password that is yours and unique to you that'll be locked down with security questions if it needs to be changed, that only you should have access to your records. If you give that information out, as people sometimes do when they're dealing with things on the internet, I can't promise that that will be quite as secure. But yes, your information will be encrypted, and there will be passwords, and there will be security in place to help protect you. Even though you may not have fantastic information in your medical record, it's still yours, and we want that to be private. And we respect that. Any other questions? Yes, Mom.
How much is going to cost the patients?
That seems like a fair question. We don't anticipate any additional cost to the patients beyond our standard of increases that we now do. We don't expect to pass this on to you. You might remember that I quoted a piece. Let me find this exact statistic so that I don't lie to you. But there's a statistic out there that says for every 15 million invested, there's a return of 48 million in savings. We really expect for all the things that we duplicate right now. Right now the physicians have a UHA billing department. The hospital has a billing department. The hospital has people that code our procedures and manage our information. UHA, the doctor part, has their own. In fact, the physician's office center has its own medical record. All that information not being on paper, being on the computer, and being available in that way, and not having to pay people to go find the chart somewhere and then copy it and kill trees to get that information to you. We think that really we're going to recoup that savings on our own.
So it sounds like a number of people will lose their jobs.
I don't think we have really, honestly and truly, fully taken that out to the umpteenth degree. We know that during this transition process, at least for the first wave will come about in 3 years. I've been at the hospital for 20 years, 21 years. In that time, we've gone from 270 beds to 500 and some beds, and we still have a bed crisis on a regular basis. I don't see the number of people that we're going to need changing. I imagine that there will be opportunities for people to kind of upgrade their skills. We're already offering to a variety of people who are out there in our workforce now, who know the hospital, who are employed here, who know how we practice, to come and join the part of this implementation team. And at least for the next 3 to 10 years, depending on how long it really takes us beyond the first 3 years, to help us to build that system, learn a new skill, and then that will be something that's not going to go away. We're going to continue to have that need. Yes?
How this system compares to other systems, similar systems in the